I've got Gary Maushardt with me, who's a longtime friend of David Chapman. Talk about your relationship, how you got to know him.
Well, I first met Dave when he was 13. Actually, played him doubles in a handball match in Long Beach. And at that time, I played him and his dad with a guy named Jim Barnett. And no one knew. I didn't know who he was. You know, he's just, actually, the way it worked out was Jim Barnett came up to me and asked me if I wanted to play handball with this really good team. And out walks this little kid and this old man, and I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me, you know. Let's get a serious match. But it turned out that Dave was really good. So to tell you the truth, I don't know how that match went at that time, but whenever I talked to Dave years later, I'd say, well, I beat you. You know, and he'd say, I don't know who you are, but Jim Barnett never beat me in anything. And so, you know, it kind of went back and forth like that. Dave was a very competitive guy. The last time I talked to him, in fact, he was talking about making a comeback, and he'd struggled with his weight. I guess a lot of people know that. And he was down about 205, 206, and he was looking to get to 190. And his goal was to come back and beat Killian Carroll, right? And he thought he could do that. I thought he could do that. But, you know, probably no one else believed it. But we both believed that he could come back and beat Killian Carroll because he played in a way unlike everyone else. He wasn't going to try to outrun him and out-hit him. He was going to give him nothing to hit. And when he got a setup, he was going to put it away. So, unfortunately, he died a couple weeks after I talked to him, and that didn't come, you know, that didn't happen. So, but that was his goal at the time that he died.
What will you treasure most about the friendship that you had?
Well, just, you know, Dave Chapman was handball to the bone, and it was just being on the court with him was a great experience. You know, it was fun. I spent a lot of time on the court with him, and it was a magical experience to play handball with him. Now, I was way past, you know, he was way better than me. It was a joke, but it was still fun to be on the court with him, because the way he would play somebody like me was he would try to stretch your game just a little bit, you know, just a little bit beyond what you could do. And he'd keep it just a little bit beyond what I could do. Then he'd get on the court with some young guy who was much faster than me, much stronger than me, and Dave would keep the game just a little bit beyond what that guy could do. And that was the way he did it with everybody, you know, when he was training people to play handball.
Magical to be on the court with him was the word you described. Yeah. What made it magical?
He played handball unlike anyone else. I mean, it wasn't, like I said, I could get on the other court with other players that would out-hit you and outrun you, but if they hit you a ball that you could hit, you could kill the ball. Dave didn't give you those sorts of opportunities. You never got a chance to do anything with the handball. He just kept it just slightly beyond what you could do. And to try to make you better, he did that. You know, so it was a very special experience and very special times. I was going to St. Louis just in a few weeks, actually, from now, to play with him. And, well,